Good morning, my dear Akshans. Today we are going to see the session 5 of Improvement of Food Resources, chapter 15 of class 9. What are the learning outcomes we are going to attain at the end of this session are crop production management, nutrient management, manure and fertilizer, difference between manure and fertilizer, organic farming techniques. So this bulleted points are the subheads which comes under the topic crop production and management. So let us see nutrient management first. So we all know for our growth, development, to develop immunity, food is utmost necessary. Likewise, plants also need some nutrients for growth and development. So where do the plants get the nutrients from? The three sources of nutrients, that is from air, from water and soil. Air supplies carbon and oxygen. Hydrogen comes from water and soil supplies 13 nutrients, and some nutrients are required in larger quantities. Such nutrients we call it as macronutrients. For remembering macronutrients, just remember NPK, that is nitrogen, potassium and phosphorus. N nitrogen, phosphorus is P and K is potassium. Along with that, remember calcium, magnesium, sulfur. So remember the macronutrients as NPK, N nitrogen, P phosphorus, K potassium, along with that calcium, magnesium and sulfur. So these are all the macronutrients. Next comes micronutrients. The nutrients which are used by the plants in smaller quantities, we call it as micronutrients. Iron, manganese, boron, zinc, copper, molybdenum, chlorine. So all these nutrients comes under micronutrients. So here you can see an image which shows macronutrients and micronutrients. Macronutrients, remember NPK, along with that calcium, magnesium, sulfur. So micronutrients are boron, copper, chlorine, iron, manganese, molybdenum, zinc. So magnesium comes under macronutrients, manganese comes under micronutrient. So when there is a deficiency of these nutrients, automatically it will affect the physiological process of plants, that is reproduction, growth, and it will not be able to resist the disease, lack of resistance to the disease. So these are the defects which happens due to the lack of nutrients. So nutrient enrichment, how to enrich with the nutrients? Using the manure and fertilizer, nutrient enrichment can be done. So what is a manure? Manure consists of large quantities of organic matter and it supplies small quantities of nutrients to the soil, that is manure. So how it is prepared? It is prepared by the decomposition of animal excreta and plant waste. So this is how manure is prepared. So it helps in enriching the soil with the nutrients and organic matter and increasing the soil fertility. So it is free of chemicals. So it helps in improving the soil texture and structure. Now if we take manure, so already we have discussed manure is nothing but the decomposition of the plant and the animal waste. So what will happen if we add manure to the sandy soil? If you take sand, if you pour water into the sand, the water will easily go down and it will easily percolate into the soil. So if we add manure to the sandy soil, it will get the water retention capacity, or it will get water holding capacity will increase. So sandy soil, when added with manure, it will increase the water holding capacity. Now take clayey soil. In the second image you can see the clayey soil. So it is full of wetness, water is being locked inside the soil particles. So here plants cannot grow properly. So at that time, if we add some manure to the clayey soil, the water drainage will not happen and water logging also will not be happening. So manure is actually environmental friendly, we can say, because it is free from chemicals. Next we are going to see how this manure is classified. Manure is classified as two types. One is compost and vermicompost. The second one is green manure. So if you take compost and vermicompost, plant waste and animal waste are decomposed in the pits, is known as composting. It is rich in nutrients and it is also prepared by using earthworms. So earthworms are added into the pits along with the manure to fasten the process of decomposition. So this process is called vermicompost. These are some of the green manure crops. The first one is called Crotalaria junctia. Second one is Sesbania rostrata. Third one is cowpea and cluster bean and Sesbania aculatia. So these are some of the green manure crops. In your book, two crops are mentioned, that is sun hemp and guar. So sun hemp, this is sun hemp. The first one, Crotalaria junctia, is the sun hemp, and the next cluster bean, this is guar. So these are the two crops mentioned in your textbook which are used as green manure. So what is done? Actually, before sowing, the sun hemp and guar plants are grown on the field and then it is mulched by ploughing. This will enrich the soil with nitrogen and phosphorus. So this is called as green manure. This is how the nutrients are obtained. Now let us see about the fertilizers in agriculture. Fertilizers, already we have learnt three important letters, N, P and K. So fertilizers supply nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. They are used to ensure good vegetative growth. So in a parts of a plant, there are vegetative parts and reproductive parts. Vegetative parts are root, stem and leaves. Reproductive part is the flower. So here this fertilizer helps in the vegetative growth. All as a result, there will be increase in the production of crops, but it is regarded as a high cost farming. So how should be fertilizers applied to a crop? We have to follow certain instructions while applying the fertilizer to the crop. So in a proper dose, the fertilizer has to be applied. Second one, the time of applying. Third one, observing the pre and post application precautions for their complete utilization. So properly we have to use the fertilizers to get a proper output. Sometimes if fertilizers are used in excess, it may be washed away along with the water and it may reach the water bodies. This may cause water pollution. Automatically there will be depletion of oxygen in the water content. So this may also affect water pollution. So let us see the disadvantages of using fertilizer. The first point, it destroys the soil fertility. It kills the microorganism in the soil and it gives short-term benefits. But manure gives a long-term benefits in maintaining the soil fertility. Now here are some of the differences between fertilizer and manure. If you have hints note, please pause this video and then copy down this difference between fertilizer and manure. So in the Google form, there will be a space to upload the written part. After you write, take a photo and upload the same along with the Google form. Now let us see some of the techniques of organic farming. So first one, what is organic farming? Farming system with minimal or no use of chemicals is called as organic farming. Purely the organic manures and recycled farm waste will be used for this type of farming. Use of bioagents such as culture of blue-green algae in preparation of biofertilizers. So they prepare biofertilizers with the help of some microorganisms too. And this you would have seen your mother while she is storing the grains at home, she used to put neem leaves along with the grains, and turmeric can be placed to avoid the pest and insects spoiling the grain. Next is healthy cropping system. In detail we will be studying in the coming classes, that is about mixed cropping, intercropping and crop rotation. So these types also comes under organic farming methods, and it is beneficial in insect, pest and weed control, besides providing very good nutrients.